Hey guys, welcome back. So this is episode 31. Crazy how it's been 31 episodes already of the Let's Play series. We've been offline for about a day, maybe a day and a half, and 51 raids. We won 3 gems out of that. Not too bad. Again, we do have a really bad base. We haven't really designed it much. Just have some arrow towers. Third place with all our old medals. So that means we actually upped into the Silver League. Go ahead and collect our upgrades, and we can start some new upgrades. So as we start upgrading our towers here, we're going to actually start winning more gems on defenses. And that's something that is going to be critical moving forward because we're not buying any gems ever, so we're going to be very cautious with our gem usage. We're not really using gems in the battles. You don't need to. It's a big waste to use scrolls for any other purpose besides, like, you know, really pushing up in the leaderboards, which we're really not trying to do. We're trying to gather money so we can upgrade everything. And then eventually you will have to use gems to buy hero equipment because a lot of the hero equipment is bought with gems or with pearls. So that's what you're going to need, but that's later on. You don't want to buy anything early on because as you level up, you're going to get more hero equipment and the stats are going to be a lot better on the new stuff. So I've always recommended saying to not really search too much until around 50 or 60 in the hero levels because that's when the experience actually drops really slow. So we are level 33, and you'll notice we don't have hardly any gear. We have a lot of black things. This is all stuff that we've pretty much gotten for free from the treasure chest in the treasure chamber game at the end. So as this builds up here, this is going to be a pretty formidable defense, actually. You know, as you level up these towers. We have some at level 6 already. I'm going to go ahead and start the level 2 ones and get those up to level 3. So I'll try and do 2 episodes tonight and split this up. So we do have no more builders left. So we have all those guys working. So we're going to do some raids. We're going to collect some money. And hopefully we don't collect you know, that much where it gets stolen really quick. So this is the granny shop. This is where you're going to be spending gems, because every time you spin the wheel to get new granny items, it costs 1 gem, and then it goes up to 2 gems, then it goes up to 3 gems. Every time it keeps increasing as long as you don't buy something. If you buy something in the granny shop, this goes down to 1 gem again. So no matter what, it always costs at least 1 gem to search for new items. So that's where a lot of your gems are actually going to go to. So let's go do some raids, go take a look at some bases. Very first base we found, a great looting base, great metal base, 155,000, great amount of loot here. So we're definitely going to go attack. 200 metals is amazing too. We're seeing a huge spike in metals for lower level players, so players like this base and players that are, you know, 2,000, 2,500 medal or trophies. They're getting a lot more medals in battles, which is making it really unfair for the higher ranking players that are in the 3,000s, because those guys are still struggling to get, you know, 100 medals a fight, and those fights are at least 3 minutes long because as everyone has advanced towers, they're all crazy amount of wave points. So it's really unfair right now, and you'll notice the league records are actually huge. They're way bigger now than they were before, which is great because now more free gems are being brought into the game. It's roughly you get 1 gem for every 20 medals for the league record. And so now with the medals being easier to come by, people are generating more free gems from the game. And those gems are going to get dispersed slowly throughout the game as they use scrolls on other players. So you'll actually see the effect of those free gems. Like, people will scroll more often and you'll win gems that way. So even without spending money, you can get gems. It takes some time. You definitely have to build like a death trap base, more of a trick base, rather than like a strategic, I'm going to stop them from getting through my base. And so that's the kind of base that we have right now. We have a straight base that has a little curve, but it has a lot of DPS potential because it's all arrow towers. It is going to constantly do damage to the hero. The hero won't be able to regenerate and actually rest and recover. So I'm going to start bringing out knights now, nonstop. No more cannons, because the cannons won't actually be able to get up here. The cannons are a little bit slower than the knights, so we're going to have to use the knights, and even now it won't really matter because the knights aren't going to be able to make it to the cascade. So I have to sit back just a little bit and recover some. How to move forward to take care of some of the wave there. Use the spells as well. You want to use the spells as soon as they're off cooldown, so you can push through. So we're going to become very, very close. I think we should be able to do it. And we have it right now with about 5 seconds to spare. So great right there. He had a pretty solid base, actually, for this trophy range. See, that would have been a nice pair of boots to get right there. Some more speed. So as you just continually play, you'll get some items from those treasure chests there. So, don't worry about buying things. The only items that I do like to buy is the gold boosting items. And we haven't actually bought anything yet in this game because it's such a low level hero that we're not going to find many gold boosting items that are effective. I mean, you're going to get like 1 or 2%. And it's not really going to be worthwhile to buy it when you're going to replace it really soon. But gold boosting items are really, really important. So here's a base that doesn't look like they actually used all their towers. 2, 4, 6, 8 towers, and 2, 4, 8 barriers. Maybe. They might not have upgraded their castle gate, but it looks like they have a lot of road pieces, so interesting. We'll go ahead and take this one. 80,000 is not too shabby. And like I said, we aren't trying to just, take a ton of loot, because we are going to take a, 30 to 40 minute break, and then hopefully that when we come back we have some loot still available. Like I said, I'm going to do 2 episodes, so that way I can upgrade some other things besides those arrow towers, since they only take 45 minutes to upgrade. So after a couple battles, it's already going to be like 10 or 15 minutes gone through. And it's only going to be about a 30-minute wait for me. So I'll, go and make some food or something like that and just relax and then come back. So that's how you kind of have to do things. You want to upgrade your slower costing and lower time units and then come back and then start something big, like if you're going to go to sleep. If you're going to sleep, you want to have something upgrading that's going to cost, 6 hours, 8 hours a day, something like that going so it can actually maximize. You don't want to have a little 45-minute upgrade going as you're going to sleep for 8 hours. So you're going to waste all that extra time that could have been used on some other big upgrade that takes like 7 hours, 8 hours. I do know we have some spells to upgrade and possibly some troops to upgrade, so we can use our money on that, thankfully, since those do not take workers. And you can see it's still very, very straightforward. Knight spamming with a little bit of cannons here and there. We are still really low in the leaderboards. I think we're still at about 1,000. So as we start pushing up, you'll see the strategies change very, very slightly. Knights and cannons are really, really critical for the first, I want to say, 100 hours of the game. Probably up to level 50 or 60 king. Knights and cannon are a very, very strong strategy once you've mastered it. So this base is actually something I do like. He has all his towers towards the end there, and with the new setup having towers right here on these corners, it makes it really, really deadly. This is more of like a trap base. So as he levels up, if he keeps his base design something similar to this, he's going to have a good amount of deaths around his base. He'll win some gems from it. The way to actually counter these bases is to take it really, really slowly up here in the beginning. So this is how you effectively counter a base like this. So we're just going to kind of chill over here a little bit. We're going to call the troops back some. And the reason we're calling them back is we want to actually have a massive army when we get up towards his castle gates. The bigger the army we have, the less chance he has to kill us, and the more effectively we'll take down all his defenses at a lot quicker rate. So you'll see here what I'm talking about. We're going to call them back. We can go up just a smidge more to let the cannon start pounding on the spikes. See, he has a good amount of waves as well. So now you notice we'll actually start our push forward. We have to make sure we take out the spikes and any gargoyle towers. So you'll notice we have a huge amount of knights here. Got to make sure the bombs go through. We're going to call the guys over here so we can kill these and try and get 100%. And you can see the castle gate is already going down, pretty much done. If we were just to walk up there with just a couple knights here and there, we might be in trouble. We might actually die because there's not a lot of units to distract all the towers and distract all the wave troops from hitting. So they're going to focus more on the hero. So that's how you effectively counter a trap base like that, is you take it a little bit slower, you build up a massive army, and then you go to the gate with a huge massive army all ready to go. So that way you have a lot of diversions and dummy soldiers to take the fire for you. Otherwise, those are very, very effective bases if you actually try and just go in there kind of like with a couple units or just solo with your hero. So we'll go ahead and start looking now. Here's a great base here, 210,000. Defensive-wise, there's nothing really, good about it. It has its towers are scattered around. This is kind of one of your standard, I want to try and, defeat you bases and protect some of my gold. But it doesn't really do anything too effective. It's effective for like scrolls and apocalypse because things aren't clumped up together. But you'll notice here we won't have any real issue. He has a nice amount of archers there, which will do a good amount of damage. The bad side is that we have sword rain that can kill them instantly. And then he doesn't have many like roads that are connected, little like mini paper clips. He has mini ones. So those guys aren't really going to be that much protection for his archers. He is doing a better job than I anticipated, mainly due to the fact that he has a pyromancer in his waves. So we're going to chill just a little bit, recover some. Yeah, so surprisingly, he did pretty well. His towers are leveled up decently. We're probably at this rate not going to beat his castle gate. It's going to be really, really close. We're actually going to call the hero, call the troops, so the cannon hopefully will target the castle gate right here. Nope, it's going to go and target the bomb tower over there. So if the cannon would have targeted the castle gate, we might have had a chance, but his tower on the side actually triggered the cannon to go shoot that. So we failed. It's still getting a good amount of loot. But yeah, surprisingly, like I said, he must have had some high-level towers there. The Pyromancers played great, great dividends. Because overall, that's not really that great of a base. But tower levels make a huge, huge difference. Because you do have to remember, we are level 33. We have hardly any life. 3,000 life. Yeah, but that by no stretch of the word is a good base. He had good use of waves. He had a good mix of troops in there, so I have to give him that. So we need another 220,000 for the knights. Or we could upgrade the Pyromancer now. We also do need to upgrade the waves. Upgrading your waves is one of the most important things that you can do, and I think a lot of people actually forget to upgrade those guys. So we'll go ahead and call it quits here. We'll upgrade the Pyromancer to level 2. And you can see the Pyromancer gains a lot of life. As you upgrade your Pyromancer, he's going to be less susceptible to the Sword Rain. He's not going to die in one hit, which is going to make him a lot stronger. So like I said, if you can't kill the Pyromancer in one Sword Rain, most likely you're going to lose that fight. So now we can actually go and put a nice wave formation in here. So I like in the first wave to have a lot of Paladins. And the reason is that's the first thing that really comes out and jumps out at your opponent. Paladins are nice tanky units. Then we're going to bring out a Froster. You do typically want to have a Froster in almost every wave now. We'll do a Pyromancer in there. And then these waves, they look pretty good already. The downside with having Knights in your wave is that the Knights can die to the Sword Rain. So we're going to put a Pyromancer in that last, or a Paladin in that last wave. So you can see this is typically how you want your wave setups to be. Pretty diverse, about one of each unit in there. The Pyromancer is very, very important. Pyromancer is a very anti-Knight unit. You need to actually go ahead and test our own base here. It'll probably be pretty easy, but I don't know. I mean, our towers aren't leveled up that much. We'll see. It'll be an interesting test. Against, like, my base right here, you want to do a lot of cannons, a few knights, and you can see the hero HP already dropping there on 50%. So you can see just in that first couple waves there, we already dropped a lot of HP because arrow towers, they do a good chunk of damage when they're all bunched up like this. So again, we're going to bring out another cannon or so. You do want to sit back and let those guys take a lot of the damage, let your hero recover, protect your cannons. And you see we were able to get through it pretty easily. And the cool thing is you can actually scroll in your preview for free, so you can have a lot of fun in those previews and those testing your own bases. All right, well, thanks for watching. I'll be back in about 30 minutes or so, and we'll do some more raids. We'll start upgrading some different things.